Thanks. All right, well, we'll get started. This is progress meeting number 14 for the Donovan Smith Mobile Home Project, sewer and water extension. So we are at day 413. We've used 413 days, 217 days remaining, 65% of the time used and 38% of the work completed. I've attached the schedule. This is the same schedule that I've been attaching for the last several meetings. And again, I would say the schedule, we're still on schedule to complete the project by the completion date. I know, and I'm going to discuss here in a few minutes, we fell a little bit behind on completion of the sanitary sewer, and I think that's mostly weather related. So, but Johnny, for the next meeting, maybe if we could get a revised schedule, that would be good.
Okay, will do.
Yeah. So I'll go over work completed since the previous meeting. We got 643 linear feet of 8-inch sewer. We got a bunch of manholes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 manholes done. We got 190 feet of sewer laterals, 13 cleanouts, 7 Y branches, and 172 cubic yards of type B stone. So I would say, even with the tough weather, another good productive month. And just talking about productivity and projections, we've completed 3,825 feet of sanitary sewer, and we have approximately 680 feet, 85 feet remaining. And if we use last month's productivity for, sewer main work, got about 80 feet a day. That gives us about 9 working days for the sanitary sewer, which puts us at about April 15th. We have 33 cleanouts left at approximately 7 cleanouts a day, is another 5 days. So we're looking at finishing sanitary sewer, again, weather permitting. Now, we haven't been able to work all week yet this week, but weather permitting, probably somewhere in the 3rd week of April, which is a little behind the projection of April 1st. So work to be completed in the next month. Essentially, we want to complete the sewer main installation and all the cleanouts and laterals and manholes, et cetera. And we'd like to complete the sewer testing. I think, Johnny, that's fair to say?
That is fair to say.
Okay. The status of the water and sewer services and connections, that remains unchanged from the last few meetings. It's still Cooper Circle there that's connected. And there's 20 were installed and 13 were connected, both on water and sewer. SRF funding, we've conducted the initial wage rate interviews, and we application 1 through 11 has been received. I believe, Johnny, you should be paid through payment number 10.
Yeah, I don't show anything outstanding, so that's probably correct.
Yep. No DelDOT issues, or really no DelDOT issues while we're working in the community. There is DelDOT work left that when we go and pave through the final paving of the project, we'll be paving Donovan's Road, part of Donovan's Road. Reminder to contact Miss Utility 40. Notification of residents. I think Dwayne and Teal both been doing a good job with keeping the people abreast of the contractor schedule, when they're going to be working, where they're going to be working, when they're going to be in front of someone's home, et cetera. With residents again, are enough in the project. I think those. Everyone knows Dwayne. Everyone knows that they need to go to Dwayne if they have any issues, complaints, et cetera. I understand that we did hit another water line in the last month. And again, just to reiterate, I know I've said this at several meetings, we don't really have a good drawing or plan where they exist. So once in a while we hit them. The good news is I think we've located most of them. When we go forward and install the water main, that should not be occurring nearly as frequently as it has to date. RFIs, Johnny and the contractor knows they need to contact me for any requests for information. Safety, I have not heard of any safety issues to date, which is a great thing. But just a reminder that it is the responsibility of the contractor and that they need to abide by all state, local, and federal safety regulations. Submittals, Johnny, the submittals at the end of the job, just a reminder, we need to get the AIS certifications. And I also know at some point here, we're gonna need to get submittals on the paving materials.
Okay.
And I would like, Johnny, if you could get me a submittal, because I know Dwayne told me the fellows started using some recycled concrete, in lieu of the crusher run. So if you can get me a submittal on that.
Okay.
Upsite conditions, resident complaints. I had one complaint that I'll discuss at the end of the meeting here. I know it's been wet. I know we've gotten some complaints about ponding water, the inlets, the silt bags filling up, or the inlet protection, and et cetera. But it has been, a great amount of rainfall recently. And we're doing our best. We're doing our best to stay after the contractor to keep those as clean as we can. As you know, because this issue came up in the past, there's an issue with the drain line itself, and it's partially clogged, we believe, and I believe that the owner of the park has committed to doing that work. But ideally, we would like to hold off until all the pipe work is done, all the roads are installed, and then do that work. So if you could just be patient a little bit more. Dwayne, I know to contact Dwayne. Dwayne will do what he can in terms of cleaning that inlet protection out. But beyond that, the real issue is that the storm drain itself is compromised. But as you could understand, we don't want to eliminate that inlet protection because that would only make the problem worse. If we got more mud in that storm drain that already we know has, limited capacity for one reason or another, if it fills with mud and mud accumulates in there, it'll only make the situation worse. So Dwayne's aware of it and he's doing his best to stay after it. Inspector hours, we've used 163 hours since the last meeting. That brings us up to 1199, and there's 2,301 hours remaining of inspection time that was allotted to this project. We had 3 weather delays, not counting Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of this week, since the last meeting. So we usually all the numbers here are usually to the end of the month. So you could add probably three to that total. So we have 13, but it actually 16 days lost to weather now. Trench backfill, the material on site continues to be excellent backfill material, and we continue to use that as contingency items. There really was only one contingency item and utilized last month, and it was the utility crew rate. And I believe that was for repair of one of the water lines that was hit. Just a reminder, the contractor needs to maintain one set of red line drawings, and hopefully Johnny, the fellows on site have been doing that. I don't know, Dwayne, have you been keeping after Matt and the fellows on the red lines? All right. So change orders, there's been 2 change orders that were executed to date for the, some of the changes for the, water services, the service connections. I have now received another change order slash claim in the amount of $116,233. And that claim is related to requests for additional compensation because of excessive, well, essentially differing site conditions. The contractors made a claim that they are running into groundwater much greater than what they anticipated based on the documents that were provided with the contract, the bid documents. We've been evaluating that claim. Johnny, I've been working, I met with the board yesterday to talk to them a little bit about it. So I'll be getting together with you in a bit. Probably, Johnny, you're not aware, but Austin's out. He's out on, I guess, paternity leave. He had a little boy last week.
Okay, cool.
And I would say we're going to wait till he gets back in a couple weeks. But then I'd like to sit down and discuss a little bit, that claim.
Yeah, the sooner the better. So just keep me posted when you can schedule that.
Discussion items. So we had a complaint from Mr. Saunders related to his driveway being cracked by the contractor. We investigated, we went out there and investigated and met with Mr. Saunders. There are a lot of cracks in his driveway based on pre-construction videos. Most of them are pre-existing. However, there was an area of the driveway that we do not have pre-construction photos of. There was a boat that was parked there, and we don't have real detailed photos there. We are looking at some of the drone footage. I don't know if you're aware, but we fly a drone monthly out at the site and for the whole site pretty well. And we're looking at those videos to assess whether one specific area, the cracks in that area were pre-existing or not. I think what we're going to do, and I don't know if Mr. Saunders is on the line or not, but we're going to get back to Mr. Saunders and specifically ask him to specifically put in writing what his requests are in regards to this matter, and we're continuing to evaluate that. So with that was all I had as far as discussion items, but we can start and go around the room and see if anyone else had any other issues to discuss. And I'll start with Janelle.
I'm good, thank you.
Yeah. Ron.
No. I mean, the only reason I was asking about the water
Yeah.
is about a year ago, I laid a marble on the floor and just barely crept across the floor down towards the drain. Now it looks like I'm racing. As soon as you roll the marble, it goes like this. So I know the trailer is sinking, and I don't know if I'm gonna have to pay to have it re-leveled now because of all the water that was around the trailer, or maybe the park will, they're not gonna try it.
So I don't know. I mean, we'll have to discuss that. That's going to be a complicated issue, as you can imagine, because it's going to be like, well, who's responsible for this ponding water? Like I said, I feel as though Dwayne and the contractor have been doing as good a job as they can with that inlet protection. I think the real problem is the drain pipe and the
water doesn't, it isn't that the drain, around the drain is backing up. I mean, it is backing up way past my driveway, because what I did is that dirt you see out back, I've been using that to fill like all the way up to my driveway and then up alongside of my house just to keep the water, because I only went up half the other day and it backs all the way up the road, and up around the corner, and across the yard. So, I mean, I'm doing the best I can too to try and keep the water out of the yard.
Yeah, I would say do as you've been, you know, stay on Dwayne to see what he can do. And I know he's doing everything he can. That I know. Yeah,
I just get frustrated, because I mean, you look out your front window and there's no lawn, it's just a.
at it. Well, you know, hopefully these April showers are gonna end and soon and bring May flowers. So. I,
Do I need to get up there?
no, you're fine. I could hear you.
My name is Joyce Lang.
Hmm.
I'm having trouble with the sewer. I asked,
Both issues. Pumping out, that's really the responsibility of the park. So,
right.
I don't know.
You can get a hold of, like, Don.
I would. Maybe the name.
Possible to get a hold of Derek Carruthers from Denrac, because if it's backing up,
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good idea too.
Yeah.
if it's backing up, to have him come out and take a look at it, because if it's backing up on the ground, that would be
And
to me, would be a Denrac.
Out to the shed, and then I know the water doesn't pump, plus it's got a crack.
Yeah, I mean, again, we can, but I don't know if Derek would be the one, again, he's not
That's
here.
not a bad idea. So
Is
he
he
can,
in here or where is
he,
It's right there.
online, hold on, I'm trying to.
But he usually comes to the meetings every month, and he just couldn't make it this month, I guess.
so he's with Denrec. So,
He'll get a hold of Berlin.
yeah, he'll put pressure,
He'll get a hold of Berlin.
he'll put pressure on the owner.
That's who he had to.
Okay.
On the other issue, I would say if you can get, you know, set up a time for Dwayne to go in and take a look at this particular issue about this leak and
Same problem. I had the same problem. I did is I.
I
Seal
did.
roots. Finally.
I know the weather's supposed to be. Your internet issue. Keith,
I have just make
have, do they not get submitted? Not the payouts, but on the reimbursement request. So is that,
request. I don't see.
you don't see those? Okay. Are they required with the reimbursement requests? Do you know? Off the top of your head?
I'm okay if they just provide them at the end. I just wanted to make sure that they were being done. I mean, sometimes I get. During
Johnny, you still there? Sharon, you have to connect back to Johnny.
Hey, Vince, you guys are like cutting in and out. A lot of stuff I didn't hear.
Okay. Well, we went around the room and you're the last person to see if you have any questions, comments, et cetera.
I don't have anything.
Okay. All right. Well, the next meeting is scheduled for May 1st. 10 a.m. Thanks, everyone.